I'm harnessing the energy that's being lost to radiation, heat, vibration, sound. If you open up any of my engines, there are tons of coatings, tons of technology in there that helps better utilize that energy that's being created by combustion. That's all I'm doing. I have components like everyone else, but I think a little differently.
From inside the MotoMan Studio, these are extraordinary stories of ordinary folks and how they became the people shaping the car world, the tech world, and our future. Last week I introduced you to race car driver, tuner, engine builder, and creator of many wild SEMA show car builds that came firmly from the academic world and applies those methodologies along with science to make cars go crazy fast, but in rather unorthodox ways. Well, today we pick up that story and we learn about how all those pivotal folks in his life, along with all that university experience and the cultural experience of coming to this country, led him to create the empire we know today as Bisimoto.
Father, I have something to share with you. And I have all these books, and I start opening pages and placing them in front of him. I said, Dad, this is my car, the CRX that I have that you see me with. And I want to let you know that I do race them, and I do create a lot of products to make this go fast. And it's a pastime I have that gives me much joy. So I just want to let you know so you wouldn't be surprised. And he said,
what did he say?
He said, I knew.
He knew. He knew. Like he's getting subscriptions to Sport Compact.
Not that much, but he knew. He's like, he wasn't. He's like, I knew you were doing something.
Maybe it was the HKS sticker on the
Maybe
car.
it was the HKS sticker, which I put up, by the way. As I got faster, I put
As
it
a
off.
Toyota guy, I'm offended,
Oh,
but I'll put that aside. Yeah.
HKS did make some nice exhaust systems for CRX.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, I kept doing that with Honda, but I couldn't, once again, Honda approached me. Coming from the background that my parents raised me in, I really didn't have the ability to go after sponsors. But I felt always proud and privileged to have access to their components. So if I bought a set of Jacobs spark plug wires, I'm very happy that they created a spark plug wire that gave me less resistance, my car is faster. I'm just going to put a sticker on my car. Oh, if I found something from, let's say, Mickey Thompson, have a new slick in 22 inches that I felt would allow me to have better adhesion to the track. I like the tire. Could I have a sticker, please? And I just put a sticker on my car because I'm proud that that company developed a compound that allowed me to be faster.
So you are really a giver.
I was just happy, and that was my thing. My father has always been this crazy oil guy. He worked for a company that I lived with, in Whittier, and they moved to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So my dad's all about petroleum. I want to make them both happy. I studied petrochemical engineering in Nigeria. I come here, I studied chemical engineering. My mom is happy.
Yeah.
I want to get experience into the field. But I always, my instructors
sound like a good Jewish kid. This is what my friends growing up did. I got a friend of mine that's a dentist because his dad was a dentist.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But it's our way.
Yeah.
So I get my internship in Mobile and Arco. And I didn't like it.
What were you doing? Were we on one of those derricks?
I was in a process control facility each time. And what I observed, and this is a very simplified way. It's like saying a pharmacist, all they do is count pills.
Yeah.
Actually, that's really what they do.
But
all the chemies did was sit down and watch gauges all day. And for someone who loves to figure things out and a racer, that was not
You were Homer
exciting.
Simpson.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't like that. This is not the life I envisioned being a chemical. No, I need something exciting. So I felt that R&D would be great for me.
R&D,
research and development.
Petroleum.
In something that is a little bit more challenging than cosmetics. Because my mom is that's cool, but let me take it a step further. And what could be?
You don't want to make hair cream.
No, I didn't. I felt that something could be more exciting than that. Even though that's great, I have my mom as a great mentor for that. But what could I take? What industry could I get into that was a little bit more exciting than cosmetics? And I can take some of that advanced technology and apply it towards cosmetics and make it even better. Pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
Pharma. Now that's a good industry.
So you become the pushing man.
Well, in a sense, a legal one.
Yeah.
But I felt that was great. So I found a company called Phenomenex in the great same area. They were hiring.
Hell of a name.
Yeah, pretty cool name.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of high performance liquid chromatography. Just a very fancy way of saying they just analyze things. One thing I noticed was a lot of my peers were very weird.
Okay, because they live in a bunker with Ava Brown, of course.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And my mom's a scientist, really cool, hip woman.
Yeah.
My dad's a scientist, outgoing, dresses well, well-spoken.
Yeah, drives a Peugeot.
Drives many Peugeots. And one thing I did notice is that the cool people were upstairs in sales.
Above ground.
Above ground in sales.
So you were a bat.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And us lab bats were downstairs underground. But when a research scientist from the pharma company, customer, had a question, the reps would run down and ask the most personable person in there, me, the question, and I'd answer.
Got it.
The questions are actually very elementary. And of course, I see, I'm still driving my CRX, but I see these guys coming with Jaguars and Range Rovers, and the sales guys are doing very well for themselves. And I said, I really think I belong up there.
Yeah.
And I think I can do very well because I understand the technical matter. I love interacting with people. I worked at Circuit City. I was in sales. I knocked it out of the park there. I need to be upstairs.
Of course you do.
And so I approached the owner of the company and told him, sir, I'm really interested in helping your company grow. I should be in sales because your salespeople, they're great, but I feel I can add more to your team. Oh, I'll think about it.
Well, it makes sense. Your technical background.
He
And
said,
you
I'll
could
think
talk to
about
people.
it.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. Nothing came from it. Everything happens for a reason. That's fine. Now,
Okay.
what did I find? I decided that I need to find something that can combine my affinity for technology and also my desire to interact with humans.
Okay.
So I felt that I could be maybe some kind of tech guy.
Yeah.
Answers phones about technical information in the same pharma industry. I went there, applied for the job, got to interview, got to meet the president of the company, and he looks at my curriculum as a chemical engineer and says, and my marks in school, dean's list, all the achievements I'm helping with American Institute of Chemical Engineers, going to smaller schools to find, to influence inner city students to get more into sciences. I'm doing all these I'm racing. He's like, BC, you are really overqualified to be a phone tech for us.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of the exciting world of pharmaceutical sales?
Oh, boy.
I said, sir, I've never heard of such a
Yeah.
environment. You should look into that.
From what I understand,
Yes.
this is a job for pretty women.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
and it was that. But
I love you, man, but pretty women,
Thank you.
you are not.
Thank you, but thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I don't want to be a pretty woman. I get this job. I put in my 2 weeks notice. I start my job.
Of course.
And it was wonderful. The training was just intriguing. I got as deep as I love science.
Now,
so
was it one of these things where they give you a company car and you go around?
of course.
Yeah.
I had an Aquamarine
Tell me it.
1997
Tell me
Chrysler Concorde.
Oh, it's about. I was gonna say Mercury Sable, but that's even better.
Chrysler
You in a car.
Concorde.
I need a
We
picture
brought
of
it to
you in that car.
I have a photo.
You're gonna give it to me.
I'll
and put it in
send it
this
to you.
episode.
I have a photo
I need
with
this.
my shades and my suit and my briefcase. No, my rep bag with some samples in front of my Chrysler Concorde.
Dude, that is.
I do have
okay,
it.
that is the
Yes.
Walter White of your life right there.
Oh my goodness.
That's your Pontiac
Everything's
Aztek.
It is. Guess what? I am now working in the mid, slightly late 90s pharmaceutical company making $38,000 a year base.
Okay, you're killing
with-
it, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just
Baller.
swimming in dough. Yes.
Yeah, hookers and blow for
15,000
everybody.
$15,000 bonus potential. Chrysler Concorde. Oh, and I have my CRX. Oh, I am now. With Honda support, I can get any engine I want. I can
Yeah.
put a B series, H series.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
Absolutely.
But I remembered quite vividly how much attention I had with using that single cam. So I said, I'm going to stick with this. I'm just stay with the single cam, but now have more resources to experiment more, which is great. 3 years being a rep, I get promoted to leadership. I'm the youngest area manager in the entire company at the time.
Now, was it like militant
wonderful.
sales? Was it like copier sales, kind of militant sales?
We would go into
We'd
have
go
to-
like those like rah system about training sessions, like the
Yes.
launches.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They
I never
throw-
worked for Xerox. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, it's the kind of sales where they throw you
Yes.
out at 9 a.m.
That is correct.
and you couldn't come back to the office until 5 p.m.
That is correct.
And the manager would drive by your house during the day to
To
make sure
make
your
sure you're not
Chrysler
there.
Concorde
Exactly.
is sitting outside.
Make sure you knew the 4 T's. What 4 T's? Tuesday to Thursday, 10 to 2. Anyway,
Yeah.
So that being said, I was wildly successful doing this.
Yeah.
Time for me to buy a house. So I found a perfect house in Hacienda Heights. And at the time, how much did I get that house? I think it was like $380,000. I had a $60,000 cash set aside to put as down payment.
Not
Bought
bad.
the house. Thank you. I was very good at saving.
So you're
I didn't
not-
put all my money in my car.
You're not even in your 30s and you had 60
I
grand.
saved up and put down, got
Yeah.
the house. My sister is now going to University of Health Sciences in Pomona. So she's already
let's
she's
hold
already
on.
got
Now.
an
You're
apartment.
driving past this pretty quick.
I'm sorry.
That's the American dream right there.
It is.
You literally
It is.
stepped off the
It
boat
is.
with two
suitcases.
two suitcases in the early 90s and went to a Jewish
Understood.
ghetto.
Understood.
And 8 years later,
Yes.
you have 60 grand in a Chrysler Concorde
Yes.
and
a
you buy a
Chrysler
house.
Aquamarine.
Yes.
Yes. Pretty
That's
color.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it can happen today.
Yes, it
That's
can.
the point.
Even better.
It can happen today.
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Moving to the house. It's so interesting because I had no furniture. I had one bed. My younger brother had a bed.
Why does this not surprise me?
I don't cook, so nothing was really in the fridge except for drinks.
Yeah.
And when I say drinks, like soft drinks. I'm not
Yeah.
a big alcohol guy.
Yeah, neither am I.
It was really just fantastic. So, but I'm still racing. At this time, great relationship with John Concialdi. I've now graduated from
Well, this guy's still in your life.
Oh, he is. I've now graduated from McCooney's to Weber's.
Yeah.
Through John's influence, I am now sponsored by Weber in Italy.
Wow.
So they're helping with components and whatever I need. I'm now racing around the country because now I have a truck, a dually, Chevy dually. I slam it. I have a trailer for my race car now. I have my Concorde, so I don't need it. That is my CRX, my daily driver. I now have a cage in my CRX. I have a one-piece front end. I'm doing all these things, but still
The
D-Series.
same CRX.
Same CRX. I'm now experimenting so much with Rens and wheelie bars. I'm doing all these great things. And I was planning to go to Texas, River City Raceway in San Antonio. From what I've seen, being very scientific that I am, I carry this weather station around. I noticed that the density altitude is quite different from what I'm used to here. So I need a different set of jets and emotion tubes.
You
Just
need
air
to be
jets.
a pilot.
Right.
You need to be a pilot.
I keep hearing that a lot.
Yeah. Go on.
I'm driving to Redline Weber, and I'm running out of fuel in my dually. I'm near Vermont and Vermont and Artesia. I need fuel. This dually's thirsty, 8 miles per gallon. Can I make it? I shouldn't. There's an Arco on the corner.
Okay.
Arco, the same Arco I went to that I swore I never used their gas because I didn't like the formulation.
Yeah.
I pull over, get to the petrol station. With my CRX in the back. I'm on a mission. I get my fuel, I leave. I pull up to the island. As I get my wallet and come out, on the other side of the island pulls up this blue Corolla.
Yeah.
Girl comes out. She has a USC jersey on and shorts. Really pretty.
Yeah.
No big deal. Pretty girl, LA, so.
Yeah.
She's Asian.
Yeah.
She has braids.
Okay. Yeah.
How does an Asian girl have braids? Braids are from West Africa. You don't. I'm intrigued. Like, how does. Huh?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her like, oh, I have to get to know this girl.
It's like
this
that
is
scene
intriguing.
in Fast Times at Ridgemont High where Phoebe Cates comes out of the pool
I've
and the
seen
music's
that.
playing
I've
and you're in
seen
the bathroom.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Now, sales guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in circus. I've been in pharma. I'm not afraid. I can just go up to,
Everybody wants
you know,
some.
I could. I have no. I can just go up to anyone. I don't care. But
Yeah.
I'm not proper. I can't go to this girl. I'm not
Why not?
fine because I'm jeans, vulgar t-shirt. It's not proper. A proper gentleman, I have my suit on, I
Yeah.
approach someone, I'm very respectful. That's me. That's BC. Not
What are you going to go in the back of the truck and change before?
I wish I could,
like
but I didn't bring
Superman?
any,
You go talk to
I
her.
didn't bring any attire.
Yeah.
So fine, BC, get out of your mind, it's not gonna happen, you're indecent. No. I go to the petrol station to pay.
Okay.
As I come out after putting my, I don't know, $70 deposit, $60, whatever it was, I meet her at the door.
Yeah.
I open the door for her. She goes in and she says, "Oh, thank you." And I hear the voice like, "Oh, this girl sounds BC.
Yeah.
You have to. You
gotta
have
talk
to.
to her.
You have to. You have to. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
have to." She comes back to the island and I approach her. I say, "Pardon me, miss." She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "What is your name?" "Hedi." "Nice to meet you, Hedi. My name is BC. I'm on my way to Texas right now. and I'll be traveling, but I'd love to be able to get to know you better, possibly take you to dinner. Could you be kind enough to give me your number?
Dude.
Oh, before that, because that'd be impolite for me to just come out like that. I asked her, do you have a boyfriend? She says, I'm like, no, are you courting anyone? She's like, courting?
She's like, what the?
She's like,
what planet are you from, dude?
Courting?
Yeah.
No, are you married? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm on my way to Texas. I'd love to be able to, take you out to dinner. I'd love to get your number, if you don't mind.
Wait, so you went in right for the hard close?
Yes. And
Like
she was
right
like,
in it. I'd like to get to know you better. She probably thought the accent was made up as well.
Maybe, I don't know. That's a question for her.
I'm gonna ask
That's
her.
a question for her. And she's like, I'm like, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Just dinner, we'll get to know each other, no big deal. She's like, tell you, George, she reluctantly wrote down her number and gave it to me.
Wow.
I didn't tell you about this, but there's a gentleman by the name of James Johnson who worked with me at Circuit City.
Okay.
African-American gentleman.
Okay.
I liked him very much because of all the people that I was surrounded by in Compton.
Yeah.
He was the most responsible person I knew.
Okay.
Took care of his mom, really, not living with his mom. He really took care of his mom. Very responsible guy. Very interesting past because I saw certain things that he would do.
Yeah.
And like, he had a Mazda RX-7, beautiful, with
An FC or what?
FC.
Oh, I had an FC.
Gorgeous,
I loved the
13B
NFC.
Harley carburetor, and the most beautiful Epsilon wheels.
Oh, I want
Epsilon
that.
mesh. He was with me at Rad Race. He's like, I shouldn't have sold my Mazda. I shouldn't have sold it.
You
It
shouldn't
was
have
beautiful.
sold it.
You shouldn't have sold it. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. But he didn't make that much money at Circuit City, so I don't know what. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Okay. Great guy though.
Yeah.
So, him and I, great friends. He was even the best man at our wedding.
Oh, wow.
But at that time, 2001, we had this little thing we did, him and I. If we got a girl's number,
Okay.
so we wouldn't come across as desperate, we wouldn't call them for 2 months.
2 months.
Yes. So get a number, and for him it works
How does
sometimes,
she
I guess.
even
But
remember
for me it's great because I'm the African with the accent. It worked. So I would call 2 months later.
Yeah.
And they were just excited and elated to hear, oh my God, you're the African guy. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So I
Dude,
meet this
you
young
have
lady.
a system. I am.
Thank you.
I bow to you.
Thank you.
This is great.
It takes a lot of discipline. Especially this girl was really pretty. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, I've seen
so
it.
even when I left, I called James, like, James, I met this girl, this Asian chick. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's like, yeah, man, you're going to do your thing. I'm like, I'm going to do my thing.
What did you have like
So-
a board? Like you put
No.
them
I
on
mean,
the board?
We had I had a Franklin planner.
you put the
So in a Franklin planner.
girl's number.
So
in
what
the
you do,
Franklin
you put
planner.
it in 2 months to the date.
Yeah.
2 months to the date, the number. So if it's today,
Uh-huh.
December X, you put 2 months, February, December X. There.
Yeah.
And time to call. And you get your phone and you call.
Did you have so much throughput that there was like every day there was a girl you
No,
would
it
call?
wasn't like that. I mean, I'm very picky. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not just. It's not a free
Yeah.
for all. I'm like I wouldn't just. And especially honestly, in the type. So if you think about it, there's so many. It's frightening for me because I think back today. We're married. We're happy. We have these two beautiful children. We have a great
Yeah.
business. So many things could have not happened. I couldn't have gone to Arco. I
Yeah.
couldn't have spoken to her because of my tire. I couldn't
Yeah.
have had the courage to go up to her. I couldn't have. But it doesn't end there. Get the number.
Yeah.
2 months later,
2 months.
I call.
I'm amazed by this 2-month thing.
She doesn't pick up.
Yeah.
It goes to voicemail.
2 months.
Goes to voicemail. I leave a message. Hi, this is BC,
Yeah.
the Nigerian you met at the Arco in Gardena. Give me a call when we get in. I hang up. A day goes by. She doesn't call back. 2 days. A week.
Ooh.
2 weeks.
She's playing the
And
game.
I'm like, I'm pissed. This never happens
Now
to
you're
me.
mad,
I'm
yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
I call again like rubbish.
Well, hold on a second. What's the rule?
There's no rule. That's never happened. What rule?
So-
It doesn't exist.
So in
What
2
rule?
months, they always pick up.
Yes.
It's never.
And if they don't answer, they're calling within the 10 minutes.
So this one, she had your
2
number.
weeks.
2 weeks.
And I'm vexed.
Yeah.
And I call like
Yeah.
rubbish. Call it. I didn't even tell James because he may discourage me.
You would have got in trouble.
I
Yeah.
probably would have.
Yeah.
But we've never had this scenario.
Yeah.
She picks up.
Okay.
I'm like, hello. I remember you. Well, fast forward to later on, we got to know each other. She was in Korea. She was traveling.
Okay.
So she told me. She was in Korea.
Yeah.
And that's why she wasn't available. But then,
Did you demand airline tickets to
no,
prove
no,
that she
no,
was?
no, no. long story short, I asked her on a date.
Yeah.
Our first date was at Outback Steakhouse in City of Industry.
Stop.
Which, by the way,
Stop. 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 You and your buddy have this system down. 2 months.
Yes.
And your first date
Outback.
living in Los Angeles, California is a
Outback.
chain restaurant.
yes, Outback Steakhouse. Our first date. And
What is this? Is a school
You know
from
what's
the guy who
weird?
doesn't have a passenger seat in his car?
yes, there you go. And
You might as
was
well.
great. It
You
was a
might
great
have taken an Olive Garden on
Olive
the
Garden.
second date.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which Outback was weird.
Steakhouse.
They ended up being our sponsor for a race team after a while.
So it
It's
was
great.
a free meal.
Well, that was so. There's a story to this.
Yeah.
So mind you, I'm still the guy who American Honda takes care of me, but I'm a sticker whore. I put everything on my car if I like
Yeah.
the product.
So we've
eventually.
determined. Yeah.
So I meet Hedi,
Yeah.
and we hit it off. We go on this date. We talk about our backgrounds.
Yeah. Did you get an
It's so
extra loaf of
strange.
free bread?
Yeah, I got proper that brown look.
Yeah.
Proper.
Oh, it's good actually.
It's pretty
I
good.
do like
It's
the
good.
Outback,
There
but
you
with
go.
my buddies, not on dates.
Well, I did, and
Yeah.
it's good. And we just compared our upbringing, and she told me about Korea, I told me about Nigeria, and it's so amazing how even
Yeah.
how far we are, how similar our cultures are, how respect for elders and
Yeah.
academia, how important that
Huge
is.
in Korean culture.
And she was going to USC for medical school, and I graduated. I'm in this pharma company. I just bought my house in Hacienda Heights, and it's great. And we hit it off so well. We
That's
were
wonderful.
inseparable since then.
Did you like
Absolutely
cars
fantastic.
back then?
She wasn't into it at all. She had an Accord
Yeah.
with racing hard wheels, but then she crashed it.
Yeah.
And then she had this Corolla, which, as a maintenance guy, when I changed our oil, I think it reverted back to crude.
Yeah.
It was really bad. She had
Oh,
never
yeah.
changed. She just drove the thing.
Yeah. She's
So-
stepped up in the world.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell
of
you
course.
that.
But
Wow.
she's been great. So why am I telling you all of this? Because that lady has been extremely instrumental to my success. Now, mind you, you know my upbringing. I shared a lot with you about my parents,
Okay.
going to school here, pharma company, me working there, trying to learn to help my parents with their cosmetics. I'm now into motorsports more. I'm doing my own thing. But I never was the enterprising type. I knew
Wait a
that
minute.
I had.
No, I don't
no,
buy
listen.
that at all. I don't
When
buy
I
that
say
at all.
when I say enterprising, I never was the kind of person who was interested in starting my own business.
Oh, okay. Business-wise.
Yes, business-wise.
But you were enterprising, and you'd go out and you stake your claim to the world.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I wasn't the entrepreneur.
I
the
get that.
standard
Okay, I
entrepreneur.
get that.
My parents, even though they had a successful business, I was going to go there and help them. I wasn't establishing something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she comes from a background where her parents are both entrepreneurs. They start businesses. They could have a Chinese restaurant, and they have a scooter facility, and they start importing goods, and they sell
Yeah.
cars, and so they're really they're into property and real estate.
And they were successful at it?
Very. So
Okay.
our parents are these Korean immigrants who they're about making things happen.
So I'm guessing a commonality was her parents invested in her,
Yes.
like your parents
That is
invested
correct.
in you.
Very different, but
Yeah.
they were influences on us on both sides, and from cultures that
Yeah.
weren't very
As
American.
different as you
No,
think they would be,
understood,
they're
but
actually
they're
very
very similar.
similar. So how is it? How does she change your view to
Great
I'm
question.
going back to Africa to I'm going to wake up and have 25 Porsches in a
Here's
warehouse?
the deal. Her first influence, BC. Now she's going to races with me. She's getting into it, looking at it like, you have a lot of stickers in your car.
Yeah,
Are they taking care of you?
yeah,
Yes, they create product for me. No, are they taking care of you?
yeah.
In what way? They should be paying you for these stickers. BC.
Absolutely.
See, you sound like her. You really feel so strong about this? Here's what we do.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you can be my representative. You go get the sponsorship money then. I'll give you 10% of everything I get.
I've met this woman. I'm sure she killed it.
The first half year, because we're just like mid-year already,
Yeah.
I had to pay her $4,000.
Yeah, you paid off your house.
The next year, I had to give her $8,000. I would say my biggest blessing is I have the knack to figure things out that are, especially if they're entrenched in technology. I just
Yeah.
have that. I can improve things. I don't know what it is. It just comes
Including
easily to me.
the
I'm
dating
very excited.
process. You know, all the guys watching this now are going to start waiting 2 months to call girls back.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I think it's quite.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the girl I'm supposed to call this week. I'm
No,
not calling her for
wait,
2
no,
months.
2 months. That's proper.
Yeah.
That's proper. Maybe 4 fortnights. Really good. I'm creating these products
Yeah.
on my car to make me go faster. People are reaching out to me at the racetrack. BC, what did you do to go? You just Shave 3/10 of your time. Well, I had this exhaust manifold I designed.
Still in the same CRX.
Same CRX.
This is 10 years now.
Yes, and now I have a little bit more money. I see this engine in a wrecking yard known as the F22A out of the 91 Accord.
Yeah.
It looks like my D series but bigger.
91 Accord.
91 Accord.
I know the car.
F22A
Yeah.
engine, just like my D series that was in my car. It's now I have a bunch of records. I'm just knocking this. I'm running high 10s.
Yeah.
NA, natural aspirated. I don't even go turbocharged. I'm just thinking NA because it's a challenge and I love the challenge.
Yeah.
I get this bigger engine. First time on the track, I run 1020. I'm breaking records. I'm the first to hit 150 miles an hour in the whole front wheel drive scene. I'm doing all this more. I'm getting torn down every event. People say he's cheating.
Yeah.
It's technology.
So you were a young black Smokey unit.
You can say that.
That's exactly what
Smokey
you were.
is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
And I actually loved him.
Oh, Smokey.
So-
I never got to meet him, unfortunately.
Yeah, likewise.
But amazing work.
Likewise, absolutely. And he did a lot in gray area, but
Yeah.
I just used, I stayed within the boundaries of the rules. I had enough money at the time to buy my own dyno because I couldn't keep investing resources.
And how
in
much
people
is a
hourly.
dyno?
At the time, I paid $48,000 for dyno. At the time,
So
it was a base. It was a base dyno. The one I have
tell
now
me again
is about
how old
six-
you are?
Ooh, now in my 30s. So, if I'm thinking back to 2000, maybe 32, 33.
So again,
sometime.
let's do some math here. So
Yeah.
you get off the Lagos barge at 17 with 2 suitcases.
What is 16?
You wake
yeah?
up. You wake up like 12 years later with
Yeah.
60 grand. You
Yes,
put
for my
down.
home.
So
Yes.
you put almost 20% down
That's
on a
correct.
house
Yes.
in LA.
Yes.
Not an inconsequential amount. And only a
Understood.
couple of years later, you go and buy a dyno for
I'm
almost
good at
50
saving.
grand.
Think about it. I wasn't married at the time. I didn't have any children to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I didn't have to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I didn't have
I
any
use the same joke,
bills.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And I had sponsorships to help me with stuff. And
So
a
you had money
girlfriend was
coming
great.
in.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was really nice. And
But the point is, in the mid-30s, most guys would go out and buy a Porsche.
that's.
You still had the same CRX.
I had the same CRX
So
and a
once
company
again,
car.
once again,
Yes.
we're coming back to the same theme in Busy's life. You had this inherent maturity.
Thank you.
And I'm guessing, I don't want to sound like Dr. Phil or Oprah right now, but I'm guessing, at least what I'm seeing and digging down beyond the surface here, there was a value instilled in you from your
Yes,
parents.
that is
you,
correct.
but you, see, people get it at some point in their life, but you got it, like early on.
My parents always had my best interest at heart.
No, but you
Yeah.
picked up the
Thank you.
lesson early on.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so Hedi is not saying to you, when are we going to go to, like, Bermuda together?
No.
She's going to races.
Remember how I told you what I was looking for earlier on
Yeah.
about a girl who is just, this young lady is the kind of person who would, she staged me on the drag strip.
Yeah,
She has a headset on, she has the shorts on, she's staging me, stop burning me out.
yeah.
She's my crew chief pretty much.
That's incredible.
But if we had to go to an upscale part, she dresses the part. She has a black dress. She's beautiful. She's elegant. I had girlfriends earlier on. I could have jumped at the first girl who smiled at me and married her, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I just wasn't happy with certain things, and I didn't continue with those.
Again, your
individuals.
maturity and your value.
Thank you. Thank you.
You work with Hyundai, so have you met Albert Bierman?
Yes,
Yes, and guess
absolutely.
guess who was one of his crew people on his
Who?
racing at Nürburgring?
Who?
His now wife.
Are you serious?
dead serious.
Imagine that.
His now wife. She used
Wow.
to crew. So you had the CRX.
Yeah.
She used to crew on a VW,
Water cooled, air cooled.
air cooled.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So next time you
That's
see
really
him,
cool.
bring it up.
I sure will.
Yeah.
And now, a brief interruption. As you can imagine, we're all excited about the return of Inside the MotoMan Studio, so much so, we'd like to bring you more guests more frequently, and in the future, make some of these live town hall events. However, we'd love to ask you a favor. Can you help us get the word out? And there's 2 really simple ways to do that. First and foremost, share the show Inside the MotoMan Studio on all your favorite socials. That includes Reddit. I would argue Reddit's even more important than the usual suspects. And then second, this is now a podcast, which means we'd love for you to go to your favorite podcast directory and subscribe, rate, and review Inside the MotoMan Studio. However you choose to help us, we'd be greatly appreciative. And now, back to this incredible story.
What year did the BISIMOTO term come into play?
Oh, that was from the 90s, 94.
Oh, so early on, man.
Yeah, early
when
on.
the girls were kicking your ass.
Girls that came my ass when that kind of
They were like,
yeah,
BISIMOTO,
yeah.
my ass.
And I gave her much thought. Like, you know what? She's like, BC, don't just do it. You can do it. She gave me so much encouragement. Like, you have your degree, you have all this experience. Give it a couple years.
What was the doubt? Because you already started it. It
I've
wasn't like you
never
had to start
done
it.
It's different because
You already had a
it's-
storefront with a
it's
dyno
comfortable.
and engines.
It's comfortable making $100,000 a year.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
it's something I mastered. And pretty much what I was doing, my team, I was teaching them to look for opportunities where most people don't look. What made me successful, and it's
Yeah.
been work. We all went to Hawaii on the final year I was working there because we became the team of the year in the whole country.
Yeah, but you're not
And it
that
was
guy.
great.
You're the guy looking for the pony.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, you're not going to sit on the beach in Maui. That's not you.
And I couldn't.
You're not the Christmas
I couldn't.
club.
I
No.
couldn't. And Hedi thought she knows me well, but I'm like, this is enough of this. It's not my
Yeah.
cup of tea. I want to get back to doing something. Once again, BC that saves up very well.
Yeah.
I saved up enough money to live in austerity. I can't go out having fogo de chao every week. I
Yeah.
had to.
Love
You know, me too. I just
Filet
I just had to. Yeah, there you go. Some picanha. That's,
Santa Maria Madre de Dios. Oh.
I just if I lived in austerity, I could live for 2 years with the amount
Wow.
of money I saved up.
So it was a plan.
So
you planned
yeah,
it. You didn't
planned.
just one day
I
walk
had enough
in
resources and
like,
yeah, no.
tell 'em to
to
screw
take
off.
care of my mortgage, to take care of my bills, and I said, after 2 years, if I didn't make it, I'm just going to. That's it.
So
I'm
there
gonna
was
go
a
back to
hard
farming.
stop.
It was.
Wow.
So I gave my 2 weeks notice, cashed out my 401k.
Yeah.
Do what I had to do,
Oh, you cashed
I
out
cashed it out.
401k.
I cashed it out.
Now that's
Yes.
a risk.
Yes.
Okay, I get
did
it
that.
now.
I do what I went head first. I
That's
did what I
hard
had to do.
for a
It
saver
was.
to do.
It was.
Because that
And
you take a you're paying the vig on
of
that.
course
Yeah.
I did. And I did this. My cash savings account, I dissolved it and started this company in Pomona, in the same facility, which wasn't a very nice area.
Yeah.
I can thank TRD for allowing me to move from there to Chino because one of the reps from TRD said that if you don't move, I'm not coming back here. I had comfort women walking around the complex. That's how bad that
I
area
like the way you
was.
put this. You with your British
It
terms.
was very
Yeah.
bad, and I had to. But it was the most terrifying and most exciting thing for me to do. Because now here I am. I didn't make anything. I really didn't make anything by the end of my first year. By the end of the second year, I was barely making a little bit to cover. By year 3, I almost matched my salary. Now, here's what's interesting
Wow.
about that.
And you're
that
still
environment.
racing.
And I'm still racing. It was my best advertising was racing. What's interesting is I left in 2006 at the beginning of the economic downturn.
Yeah.
And what I did was not a necessity.
No.
It was a luxury. You
Yeah.
don't think about motorsports and performance parts if you don't take care of your mortgage and your, the basic necessities, shelter and food.
Absolutely.
That's the least thing you think about is performance. But because I had the media that supported me, and then the same John Yoshinaga
Yeah.
that courted me years
Yeah.
ago called me once. Now I'm with AEM. I'm a dealer for them. I'm selling AEM parts. I'm doing my own thing. I remember going to AEM one day in 2008. I get a call 2 years later from same John Yoshinaga. He said, BC, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just here at AEM. He said, good, you're in the area. We have a car, just to let you know, that is going to, I know you love CRXs. It's like a CRX replacement, kind of, sort of. It's called a
Okay.
CRZ.
Okay.
And we want you to see if you can make it fun for us.
Okay.
So we can put it in our SEMA booth. And that time I started dabbling into Porsches. And Porsche had a hybrid race car 911 that I think made 450 horsepower
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time. And since I was really in this whole Porsche kick, I said, what'd be great is if I made more power with a hybrid than Porsche's hybrid. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
So long story short, I redesigned the petrol engine. That CRZ still here. I redesigned the petrol engine and made 533 horsepower with it
From a CRZ.
from a CRZ. And when that debuted at SEMA
What
in
was it,
2009,
110 out of the factory, 120, something like that.
130. And when or 128, something very
Yeah.
low. When that was debuted, the media, USA Today, New York Times, it got so much buzz.
Yeah.
The next year I was getting calls from Dodge, Hyundai. Everyone wanted to work with me.
Of course they
It
do.
was fantastic.
So when a manufacturer comes to you,
Yes.
how does business-wise? How does that work? What's the transaction?
Well, Hedi does all still very instrumental to my contracting and so on and so forth.
Okay.
In a nutshell, we get compensated to build project cars for OEMs for certain shows.
So it's the one car. They pay you to build the one car.
That is correct.
To ideate the one car.
That is correct.
And finish it, and then display the car.
That is correct. And what it does for us, the manufacturers are very critical to our success by creating opportunities for exposure for us.
Okay.
So what ends up happening, we get privateers who come to us for car projects like this as well, and larger companies like Mattel that come to us to build a certain car for them as well. It's wonderful. And above and beyond that, we have the opportunity where we continue to get sponsorships and
so
assistance.
one begets the other.
That is correct. It's like an intentional congruence.
So you found the pony.
Yes, you can say that.
You found the pony.
Yes.
So when was the CRC again?
2009.
2009. So
Yes.
the first time you built, and that car went to SEMA.
Went to SEMA.
And now, let's fast forward, what,
Yes.
we're
It was
9 years.
That's correct.
How many of these things, like these
Oh my
OEM
goodness.
builds, how many are you doing a year?
Well, on average, three
So that's
cars a year.
Good amount. How long do
That's
each
good.
take?
It depends on the complexity.
Okay.
So the CRZ, for example, was a pretty involved project, and we
Yeah.
started in March of 2009 and went to SEMA 2009. We've had projects where you've seen me with Hyundai,
That
whether it's the
Tucson,
Tucson
that
or
was
the
a big
Santa
deal.
Fe, and
Then
this
there
could
was
take
the
3-4
Ioniq.
months. The Ioniq,
Yeah.
that was a very nice one as well. Really challenged us differently because we're big. I'm a big horsepower guy, power guy, and then that really put me in a position where I had to deal more with efficiency
Yeah.
and hyper miling and so on and so forth. So that was really an interesting project as well. And just when I thought that the media wouldn't care, people really got really excited about that as well. So that was really good for us.
I will admit
Yes.
that I knew of your brand
Yes.
before I met you.
Interesting. That's
I
good.
knew of the name. I knew there
Yes.
was this crazy guy out with it. But I knew you was the Porsche guy.
Ah,
That's what I knew you as.
Interesting. Interesting.
And I knew this was guy in the Inland Empire doing this
Right.
crazy stuff, and I'll
Right.
get around to meeting
Understood.
him. And then, boom, Jim Traynor connected us
Yes.
with that Tucson.
Absolutely.
So when did it turn around from a CRZ you built for SEMA to somebody coming in with a green Targa?
Believe it or not, the Honda customer is what got me into Porsches. So
Okay.
just like I had a lot of fun with Peugeots, I always admired Porsche 911s from
I'm
childhood.
a little disappointed there isn't a 504 in here.
I'm so sorry.
So back to the business part of
Yes.
it, it's you're building privateer cars.
Yes.
You're doing the SEMA builds.
Yes.
And then
Doing cars
there's
for larger companies,
parts as well.
Parts, because the great thing about the parts that the development comes from me building these new cars with OEMs. So I have the opportunity to have a web store where I can share these parts and so on and so forth. I partner with companies where we help them with marketing, companies like Purell, AEM.
Yeah.
They compensate us to also be able to help them promote.
So
what gets even more
promote, or
interesting,
you're the engineer?
a little bit of two,
Okay.
which is great. And what gets it very exciting, we have larger companies, EA,
Yeah.
Electronic Arts, big organization, Need for Speed. They literally once gave us a picture of a Porsche 911 and said, we want this. And
you
they
built
gave me
it.
this rust bucket of a 964 and said, hey, make that look like this. And
Wow.
we're compensated to do that. The Porsches, how did I get into that?
Yeah.
I have one customer in particular, retired gentleman,
Okay.
quite wealthy. He made his money in the dot-com boom.
Okay.
And when he came to the United States from France, he drove a CRX as well. And when he became very wealthy, he still kept that love for Hondas.
Yeah.
So when he road races in Honda Challenge,
Yeah.
Benny Pecua is his name, he still tracks a Civic.
Yeah.
Once in a while, he has a TSX that he purchased from Acura. He drives that as well.
Ugh.
Oh, stop. It's a nice TSX.
Ugh.
It's a nice TSX. It's actually a very nice road race car. But as a business owner, entrepreneur, someone
Girls
who's been
live on the
successful-
west side.
Oh,
driving
stop
TSX.
it.
That's unacceptable.
Shame on you. He drove Porsche 911s.
Good.
And he said to me, BC, you do such a smashing job with these Hondas. Have you
Yeah.
considered taking that same passion, expertise into Porsches? And I
Yeah.
said, I never thought of it. I always admired Porsches, but it seemed like this crazy, unattainable,
Yeah.
prestigious vehicle. I never thought of it. He said, you should. So in my same vein, I said, you know what? Let me build one for myself and
Greedy
see how exciting I can make it.
bastard.
But I did it in my same BC fashion. So I have remember my CRX?
Yeah.
And I put in an Accord engine.
Yeah.
That Accord engine isn't well loved. And it was a passion project for me to prove our capabilities at Bisimoto. It's my goal to show that I can take an engine that has no aftermarket support, design every component from it, and make it a trend-setting, record-breaking engine. So I took the F22A that makes 130 horsepower, and I made north of almost 470 horsepower to the crank, naturally aspirated.
How
and that
are you
exists in
getting
my
these
inside.
multiples naturally aspirated? How are you doing
I just
that?
love the challenge and energy conservation. I mean, it's I'm not creating power. I really am not. I
What is it, you're
am
controlling the
harnessing.
temperature of the engine? What are
I'm
you doing?
harnessing the energy that's being lost to radiation, heat, vibration, sound. If you open up any of my engines, there are tons of coatings, tons of technology in there that helps better utilize
Yeah.
that energy that's being created by combustion. That's all I'm doing. I have
So
components like everyone else, but I think a little differently.
So you are a very glorified auditor.
You can say
You are,
that.
you're keeping the organization, in this
Yes.
case the engine,
Of course,
from losing.
that is correct. The internal combustion engine is really a very inefficient device. We lose so much of the energy to heat, to the
So
surroundings.
it's not so much
to-
parts you're making; it's your
Well, you have to create
upgrading
you have to create parts to be able to utilize, to be able to have that happen. I couldn't use I do have to increase compression to get more heat. I do have to use ceramic barrier coatings to keep the energy in the combustion chamber to do its work.
Okay.
I understand that even with natural aspiration, air is the key to making power. So I do have to increase the cross-sectional area of the intake port to allow me to get more air in it for every stroke of ingestion. I have to make larger camshafts, design larger camshafts, valve
So
springs
you're
to keep
not
things in
just
motion,
doing coatings; you're changing the cylinder head
designs, every
completely,
name it.
like the
You name it.
150S. It's a different
Like the one-
camshaft.
Absolutely. Very good.
So
Absolutely.
it's a very glorified version of a 150S.
Yes, sir. So he felt I should do the same thing with Porsches, and I agree with him. Like, you know what? I looked at the market, went on
Yeah.
the forums, saw what people are doing. Like, I need to do something that interesting. What engine? First, how can I get people to pay attention? Remember what I told you earlier on with the media, because I had a single cam engine, the small D series.
You have a
People
thing with
loved it.
media.
So I said, okay, I need to make a splash. I see what tuners are doing. I see what bidders are doing. What could I do to get the attention, to get people to pay attention? I want the enthusiasts to love it. I want the purists, even though they're mad at me, to pay attention. I want the media to take notice. I have an idea. Let me look for a classic 911, because we all love the beautiful lines of a classic
So a
Porsche 911.
67 soft window target.
Oh,
baby.
that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
I want to go with something a little bit 76, 75, something
Okay.
in that area.
Nothing wrong with that.
So let me find a 911. I found one in Craigslist. $2,500, not that much.
Wow.
And this is in 2009.
Okay.
$2,500. Rolling shell, interior, silver, wide body. No drivetrain whatsoever. What engine do Porsche people not care about that I think is really rubbish? Carrera M96 engines.
Okay.
Are the first generation water-cooled Carrera.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, those engines are pretty expensive. I have to look around. So I found a 99 Carrera with an expired engine for 11 grand. Picked it up.
Wow,
Went to
the
dismantler.
car was 2,500 and the engine was 11 grand.
Yes.
And that's
Got
a
the-
crap engine.
Yeah.
Too. Imagine if it
But I
was
found a whole
generation
car.
lower.
I found a whole car for 11.
Oh,
With
the whole
expi-
car was
whole
11.
car with 11 expired engine. Went to dismantler. Todd, bless his soul, helped me with a smashing price. Installed the engine. Sold the car for profit. Now I have this expired M96 engine.
Yeah.
And then I started studying the engine, and I found all these. Typically, what we do in the Honda world, we just address all the shortcomings of the engine. I sleeve the block, IMS bearing, repair that, make sure that's proper.
Now,
Upgrade the valve
give me some
springs.
insight here. Are
Sure.
you the only one doing the technology, the engineering, or is there other people on your team that help you with the engineering?
I have to do it.
You're the
I
engineer.
have to do the
Okay.
design.
Okay.
If there's something I cannot machine in house, I'll outsource the machining.
Okay.
But when it comes to being able to determine what needs to be done, I'm the, how should I say, I am the problem solver.
I understand.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So I noticed many inefficiencies in that engine, and also had the opportunity to make myself aware of what other people have seen with the engines where they deem it absolute rubbish. So I addressed those. Many people I even respect within the industry try to discourage me. from doing that. You're a Honda guy. What are you doing with Porsches?
Yeah.
Have you ever built a Porsche engine before? Are you crazy? You need to hire someone who knows what they're doing. Find a German guy to come work for you. I'm getting all this from people I really respect in the industry.
Yeah.
Remember what my dad told me when I came here?
Yeah.
None of the negative things discouraged me. If anything, it made me want
Yeah.
to do it more.
Yeah, of course. Again, the pony.
The blue 911 that you have seen with the twin turbos hanging out the rear
Yeah.
was the very first Porsche I ever built.
Really?
That engine is the very first engine I've ever built. I've put tens of thousands of miles on that. Everything from 1,000 horsepower, what almost killed me in the corner here, to now where I detuned it to 850. It continued. I've given keys to the media. They've driven it. It's like, for instance, Matt Ferrari, like, this is the most terrifying thing in the world. And they give it back to me. Car's beautiful. That was my first Porsche ever built. And the media loved it. Purists, like, I can't believe you put that in. Sacrilege. You took out the air-cooled engine, put a water-cooled. Oh, my. But it was fantastic. And because people took notice, I started getting calls.
For people to build one for them.
Yes, I started getting calls. So that's how it started. And, and from there,
Yeah.
air-cooled. And from there, companies like EA and people, RWBs coming here. So developing part. And what I noticed was that I wasn't getting the people who wanted run-of-the-mill parts. I was getting the individual, the customer who's a little unique, the customer who doesn't want to have something that they can drive down the street and see a young 17-year-old Chinese kid driving. They are the ones who want something unique and bespoke, where we can have a discussion of what they envision and we make those visions come true.
I understand. What percentage of your business is the privateer that comes in, I want BISIMOTO to do this for me, and what percentage is this OEM stuff?
I would say 40% of the privateers.
Okay.
I would say a good maybe 20% in part sales, because we do fairly well with that,
Okay.
and the balance with the OEMs.
Wow.
But something is changing rapidly. We are, and Hedi and I are talking about this, and I'll most likely get you involved in this as well. We are getting an overwhelming amount of inquiries about content, combining engineering expertise and madness with creating content to make manufacturers' models more exciting.
Yeah.
And not that I would expect people to want to buy a 1,000 horsepower minivan, but when we build one, it does kind of increase their sales
Yeah.
for that particular model, because people are like, they pay attention. Attention is currency nowadays. It's what people need to be able to create business opportunities. And we have our finger on the pulse of that.
I am biased. I'm well aware of this.
Understood.
But where do you go from here?
I really foresee us being, as we mentioned a moment ago, more of a content organization. The time will come where here's what would be the most wonderful thing for me. The capability of making engineering exciting, entertaining.
Hard to do.
It is, but not impossible. We need more scientists.
We do.
We need more people to understand that technology is what makes the world go round, and you don't have to be weird to be able to embrace and connect with people. I wasn't happy either working in the bottom of Phenomenex, because
Yeah.
I had very strange people around me, but it doesn't mean that I couldn't have a great time and help people realize that there's beauty and strength and appeal with engineering concepts. You can have both.
But how do you sell that to a society that doesn't value hard work?
It's actually quite easy, making it exciting. You know, for example, I'm part of the Tech Tuesday I do every Tuesday,
Okay,
which is
yeah,
fantastic.
which is
and I talk to
wonderful.
people all around the world about
Yeah.
technology and so on and so forth. And I build pretty cool cars that go fast and can do cool things
Yeah.
with dyno, but I can also make them shoot flames.
Yeah.
And when I shoot flames, I explain to people why that's happening and why that's important. It's not just doing a burnout shooting flames, but why do I need to do that?
Yeah.
Why do I have to spool the turbo? Why am I running such a large turbo size? What you're doing with me today is actually helping with that tremendously. A lot of people didn't know I worked at Second City. They didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know I came here and lived in Compton for many years. Something I didn't share earlier on when I kind of hinted to this earlier.
Yeah.
It was tough for me to tell my father to stop sending me money. There were times I really didn't have resources.
I understand.
Taco Bell raised me. I'm not exaggerating. I ate Taco Bell. There are
Yeah.
times I'm not exaggerating. 5 days a week, I went to Taco Bell.
Can you still go to Taco Bell? Or
Not
do you
really.
have,
Not
is
really.
there-
I don't like it very much
There's an
now.
aversion to it now.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
I'm the same way. I totally get that.
But I had to because I was hungry and it was cost effective.
Yeah, 39 cents, whatever it was.
And it was great. And once in a while, Del
See,
Taco.
I
But
think the
it's-
challenge is making hard work attractive.
is it really hard work if you enjoy it? And can you enjoy it? How do you know that you won't? If I think, here's my thing. People ask me, I have
Yeah.
customers ask me this.
Yeah.
BC, how do you stay focused on this? How do you do it? It doesn't hurt you just staying up all night trying to put this together.
Yeah.
When I think about the task at hand, it's painful and I wouldn't want to do it. My eyes have always been at the end goal. My focus has been on you seeing that Santa Fe at SEMA. My focus has always been on me experiencing this vehicle when it's completed. Me being able to drive it and experience all the exhilaration and sounds and smells of a completed project. That keeps me going. Keeping my eye on the ball is what allows me to bear the challenge, and it doesn't feel so painful. It doesn't even feel painful at all. I'm excited about the outcome, and that's what keeps me going.
I get that. But you are this unusual human being.
Am I really?
And I'm telling you this from a guy, I mean, I love you, man. And
Thank
especially
you.
now that I hear the story, I love you even more.
Thank you.
But I feel like you and I get along because we both have this ridiculous focus. Like, to some extent where we both have had friends of ours tell us, we're crazy.
Yes.
Maybe you
I
should
hear
do
that a
something-
lot.
Maybe you should do something different.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
When you were down and out.
Of course.
You know, maybe you should try this.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing this whatever you're
Understood.
doing. So, and I feel that there's a combination of that someone who's sitting there and watching this and looking at you, like, their friends are telling them that. But I also feel there's this, well, how do I get a lot of people asking me, well, how do I do what you do? You know, you get to travel all these places and you drive these cool cars and you get to talk to Busy.
Understood.
How do I do that? They don't see the hours upon hours upon hours of
Understood.
editing, the business negotiations, the sacrifices I've had to make in
Absolutely.
life. And I would love to learn from you a way in which we can get our society to value hard work again. Because I feel like it's not there.
I go to schools,
Yeah.
universities across the country,
Okay.
high schools to talk to students about it. And the number one thing that really hits home with them is when they find out what I've been through. Because on paper, what people see on Instagram is just me with Vipers and Porsches and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. They
We
don't-
haven't even, that's going to be another episode.
That's a Ralph thing. he
it's
got
his
me onto
fault.
that. It's his fault.
He's a bastard, that guy.
bad influence.
He's a
very,
very
bad,
bad
influence.
influence, that
Very
guy.
bad influence. But that's all they see. They don't understand that
Yeah.
it took a lot of sacrifice. You know, one of the toughest things in the world
What's
for an
that?
individual.
Yeah. Not calling
It's
a
the
woman
le-
for 2 months?
Well, that's kind of challenging too. But being a 16-year-old
Uh-huh.
and leaving all your friends and family to go to a country where you know no one at all.
I can't
That's
imagine.
very tough. When people are 16, they're just getting to get their friends together. Friends
Yeah.
are so important. The environment's so important. The family's there. I left all of that because I knew that something out there was good for me. I understood that what people take for granted here is
Yeah.
what we strive for in West Africa. We want the opportunity to be the best that we can.
Yeah.
And back there it's challenging. Here, you can become anything you put your mind to. You really can. My own cousins here, I use cousins loosely. Kunta! Should I feel bad? Oh, I'm just done. All this. No. I laughed and kept going on with
So
what I
you
was
never
doing.
had the victim mentality.
Never.
That's
ever.
another thing. That's amazing
Ever.
in you.
You have
Never
it's
had
focus,
the
and
victim
it's
mentality.
focusing on it. People driving by with the nice Mustang rag tops with the Dayton wheels
Yeah.
and the trucks.
The
You get
Dayton wheels. I
Yeah,
remember
Dayton
the
wheels.
Dayton
yeah.
wheels.
And then
God.
wire wheels, and you got your raggedy CRX. You can't even get chicks with it.
Yeah.
But I'm focused on my academia. Where are those guys now? Some of them still live there
You
with
live
multiple
there,
kids
dead
not
or
doing
in jail.
well.
One of the two.
And I
That's
have the opportunity to sit here with you today because of my focus. Focus is everything.
So you've got okay. So now you've brought this conversation. I feel like you're the one interviewing me at this point. You've brought this conversation to the most important part. I always like to ask my guests,
Yes, sir.
what are the three things,
Yes.
specific things in your life that led you to the point that you are today?
Three
things that three aspects, three attributes, three people, or it could be a mix of that. what are 3 things that you feel are the biggest things that impacted you and shaped you into Bisimoto that you are today, husband of the lovely and gracious Hedi?
I would say, for one, what we mentioned a moment ago, focus,
Mm-hmm.
integrity, and you love this,
Tell me.
patience.
Wow. Yeah, patience is hard.
It's
Patience
very
is hard.
tough. It's tough to master, but you have to have, even with a business, looking around, I am not even where I need to be.
How so?
I'm nowhere near. If I had, so let's think forward 10, 15 years from now.
Okay.
I'm ashamed to say this to you, but Nigeria, being the giant of Africa, doesn't manufacture cars at all.
Okay.
We're big consumers. We don't manufacture any vehicles at all. It may even be a disservice that I'm here with my technology and my mindset and my brain power, and I'm using it to help others, but I need to be part of this movement. I need to be part of the infrastructure to make sure that we produce our own vehicle.
Back in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Isn't there any value that Nigeria has such natural resources?
Extreme natural resources.
Like beyond wealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have leaders in power who don't realize the opportunities that lay ahead of us. Even our crude, even our oil that is our number one export,
Yeah.
that allows us to have a very high GNP, is what we know as in the industry as sweet crude. There's no sulfur in it. It's
Yeah.
so easy to refine.
Yeah.
And that's one. Solid minerals, abundant. We are very
So
blessed.
are you saying that there's still reserves that haven't been found in Nigeria?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Even in the hometown where I'm from, Obuduku,
Yeah.
our soil is red. Not because we just have this magical red soil. It's painful, obvious to me. There's a lot of iron. A lot.
That's amazing.
That's a topic for another day, but there's so much opportunity.
That is a
There's
topic.
so much opportunity.
You and I are going to do an episode just on energy.
I'll be
and
more than
how
happy
to
to.
find
I'll be more than happy
energy.
to. Absolutely.
Because from what I understand, and you are the expert, I am not, but one of the struggles we have of our domestic
Yes.
industry here
Yes.
is the easy discoveries are gone.
Understood.
Now everything, it's more technology, which
Right.
means more cost.
Understood.
And you're telling me the opposite is
the
true.
opposite happen.
in
It's like
Nigeria.
the Wild Wild West over there.
So
It really is.
would it be safe to say that Nigeria has the same struggles of all of Africa, that they have these people at the top
Yes.
that are either so corrupt,
Understood.
killing the system,
Yes.
and killing the people underneath them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And until we have great leaders to do something,
Yeah.
and we should have to wait for that. Even right now, as I speak, there's a brain drain in my region. Most of us are leaving and we're in the foreign nations, but I need to do something. I'm going to do something. We need to
So
be
does
able
this
to
mean
help
you
our
go
community.
back?
Yes.
But not
And
in cosmetics.
Not in cosmetics.
Amazing turn of events.
Yes.
I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you.
This was an amazing discussion.
Thank you so much.
I have
mean,
learned so much. I'm going to Nigeria.
Yes.
Can't wait.
You need some pepper soup.
I'm definitely
There you
getting
go.
pepper soup.
Very soon.
That I'm super
Yes,
excited
sounds
about.
good. Sounds good.
I can't wait to have you out to MotoMan Studio.
I look forward to that as well.
We're going to do the corruption discussion
Sounds
and
good.
your future in Africa.
Yes.
And then we're going to we still got to talk about cars.
I know. But you know what? This is great. We talk cars all the time, but now you get to know me better. Your
Yes.
audience gets to know about me as well and my
Yeah.
background and my journey, which
It's
still
an ama-
continues.
And with that, many thanks for watching the entirety of this episode. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review Inside the MotoMan Studio on your favorite podcasting platform. And while you're sharing, how about on your socials and on Reddit? Until I see you with my next incredible guest, bis später.